we start, I would like to introduce our team. I am Dr. Alok. I am an internal medicine physician. I am a DNB scholar from Safdarjung Hospital. We have Dr. Surendra Kumar. He is also DNB scholar from Apollo Hospital. He is from pediatric department. Dr. Pradeep Garg, he is also a pediatrician. Now, there is a very common misconception among the students that passing a DNB is a rocket science. Which, when we were graduates, when we were studying, when we were in our DNB batch, we were also thinking like passing DNB is a rocket science, very difficult. But there has always been a misconception, and this misconception has been created either by our seniors or because of incomplete knowledge. Why? See, the DNB Delhi Diplomat National Board conducts exams for the DNB students. Basically, what they want and how they want, they have presented it in a factual format. That we require this type of questioning and this type of answering. We want to the point answers, whatever we have asked, we want that answer. But this message has never been conveyed to the students in the past also. Down the lane, this has never been conveyed. When we used to ask our seniors, they used to say, the DNB 10% result hai yaar. 10%. That a correct knowledge has to be inculcated in the brains of the DNB students, that to pass a DNB is a simple path. Only thing is, you have to know what are the do's and don'ts to pass a DNB exams. That is why it was very difficult for the present DNB students to get to the exam. A second thing which is very important, which is a point of concern, is all the DNB students who are now studying or doing a job in the private sector, the job protocols and the duty hours are so extensive. They are so much drawn in the duty hours that it has become very difficult for them to take out time for study. Number one thing, you don't have a proper faculty who will teach you the DNB sessions, because most of the time the DNB students are busy seeing the OPDs or doing the cases or making the discharges. The guidance from the seniors is hardly available. You will practice the speed with which you have to answer all the questions and how to answer, how to attempt the questions. That is very important, because once you go and land up while writing the paper, it becomes very difficult if your brain is not wired in that manner. Okay? Now, DNB takes 4 question papers. There are 4 question papers in DNB for all the subjects. If I take medicine, for example, each question paper is basically categorized into special segments. Paper 1 is for the general medicine, paper 2 is for systemic medicines, paper 3 is for the updates, and paper 4 is for the miscellaneous. Ideally, this is the protocol, but they can mix them also. But this is the way the DNB question papers are arranged: general, systemic, miscellaneous, and updates, latest updates, recent advances. Now, we are going to discuss the format of the paper with the DNB has considered. Each paper has 10 questions. You are given 3 hours, that is 180 minutes. Ideally, you should devote 15 minutes on each questions. So it will come out to be 150 minutes. Rest 30 minutes. You have 180 minutes, 10 questions you have given 15 minutes, so it's 150 minutes. 2 minutes for each question revision. Once you have written, you have to revise whether you have written it properly. So 20 minutes will be consumed in that. Last 10 minutes which are left, you have to go through the paper, you have corrected your roll number properly and all, everything you have to adjust. So at the end, when you have finished 7th question, and it will be very difficult for you to come back to the key, how much time you have devoted. And sometimes we have seen this thing with our seniors, with us also, that the last question we used to like in a very hazy manner, and we used to miss the question. So time distribution is very important. From today onwards, whenever you attend the question, if you have this thing in mind that there are 10 questions, I have to devote 15 minutes to one question and 2 minutes later on for the revision, so I will not be missing the point. So first of all, as I have explained, paper comes, you have read everything, the instructions which they have given, you can scan all the 10 questions in a brief second. Now, what is the advantage of scanning the question? Scanning the question, when you scan all the 10 questions once, you will have an idea ki what type of question has what weightage. So you can distribute it in your mind while you're writing the paper. This question stands, this question I know very well, so I'll be able to write. This question is weak for me, so I have to devote extra time for that. So this is one school of thought. The other school of thought says ki it's better not to scan the 10 questions, because if you scan the 10 questions and suppose 2 questions you don't know, then while writing the first initial question which you know, the mind will be troubling you, oh I don't know that questions. So it depends upon your mind what you want. You can scan all the questions, or you can simply attempt the first question. Question thrice. What is important now? The DNB uses some specific format. I'm sorry for my handwriting. Just kindly give. Discuss, describe, enumerate, outline, flowchart. Every word has a specific meaning. When they have asked you to enumerate, don't describe, don't discuss. Enumerate means just mention the points. When they want outline, you have to give an outline. When they ask for the flow chart, you have to make a flow chart. These words, these are the key words when you are asked a question. So suppose they have asked you enumerate causes of hypertensive encephalopathy. A question is there. And you start describing hypertensive encephalopathy is defined as this is a wrong approach. They will not give you the marks. They will cut the marks because they are very specific. That is what DNB has explained. That what we want, you answer that. We don't want to judge your knowledge. You might have enormous knowledge, but what we want is what we have asked. You have to describe that. So scan the question thrice. Find out what are the key words in that question. Is it discuss? Is it describe? What is it is? Discuss. Pathogenesis, fact, etiology, how much distribution is 3 plus 3 plus 4. That means they want this much part for that. When you have a particular question, suppose in a medicine, we can define hepatorenal syndrome, pathogenesis, treatment and all. The marks distribution is there. So you should know in your mind, I have to give a definition of hepatorenal syndrome. I have to write the pathogenesis. So these are different segments. You have to write it legibly. You can use lavishly papers. Nobody is telling you that you have to all put it on one sheet of paper, write it legibly, nicely with diagrams or with flowcharts, whichever it is there. Because it should be precise and very clear on the paper if it is there, because examiners have to sign a lot of papers. So if it is nicely done, he will be very happy, he will gladly give you marks. But if it is shabbily written, but you have written nicely every topic, he will not be able to give you the marks because it is not visible to him. So, writing in a proper format with a proper marks distribution is very important. And the question 3 times, okay, define hepatorenal syndrome, okay, I know this pathogens, I know that, treatment and all, so you will have an idea, I have to write this. You can construct it in your mind and then you have 15 minutes, you can easily attempt the question.